this thing with the radio jamming, it's like I made this song with about the FCC that's uploaded or on the feed, and made a few other songs, engaged, and like started flashing like try harder on the screen. And these jammers, they're a pain in the ass. There's really, I don't see what you can do about them, because what I've experienced here, and after I made the song about the FCC and started playing it and putting it on loop, things got better and it all stopped. There was still a little more, and that's when I really started engaging and like made the thing flash on the screen, say try harder. And since I made that song and put it on loop, it's really calmed down and it's almost came to a complete stop. And it's bullshit. I can't even use my upstream internet. Stuff was crashing in the house. Last night, someone drove by on a golf cart, and all of a sudden, everything crashed in the house, and I couldn't. My Roku's asking me to pair, and it's still working, and other stuff wasn't working on it, and I can only move it so often, and it's like so it's like I think there is a stationary jammer involved, and the thing is like it's a phantom thing. You never I could set out and try and identify either where a stationary jammer is and go through all that's involved in that, where you have to like go out, put something down, log information, like it's a whole like narrowing it down to where it is without being seen, putting stuff out there to find it, so like and so like I'm not even gonna go and do all that, and even trying to like wait for them to push a button, to do it, and then it's not something you can just go out and like look for. You got to wait for it to be happening, and then like try different spots, and so really like putting something out somewhere, moving it around would be ideal, to figure out, get close to it and maybe find it. But like I'm not going through all that, and like far as identifying people who are being assholes with flipper zeros, man, I'm not gonna sit there and like try and go through all that effort, and do all that. I just want to run my stream. I just want to use the devices that are in the house that we have, and if it's wireless in this house, it's definitely having some problems, and I spent a month or whatever, and the stream is the reason that I found out about it. And I knew someone when I was a kid that got me into CBs, and I learned about RF and aluminum foil and reflections, and it's just people just like being jerks, and it is what it is, So like I've like figured out that this is a bunch of bullshit. It's not Spectrum. It's people doing their bullshit, and I'm just gonna like if it stops, I'm just gonna start it again, and just keep doing that, and like. I can walk around in this neighborhood at 3 a.m. in the morning, and my headphones, and the same phone that I use all the time when I walk around in the daytime, will not mess up one time. But anytime I walk around this neighborhood in the daytime, my music stops, and it's like, you like turn around, it's just, you see people around, and it's just like, you never know. It's just a phantom thing, and it's bullshit, like, there's been times where I've been in the campground mowing the grass, and I just give up on even trying to listen to my headphones, seriously, I just give up. It's like you get so tired of, stopping the mower and turning it on, and to replay your music, that you just like, you can't even listen to music while you're working because of these things that people are running around. I mean, I don't understand why people want to sit there and be annoying like that and be, plot stuff, and like, it's just ridiculous. And really, there's stuff that's happened that I'm not even saying right now, but like, it's very obvious to me now about what the hell's going on. There ain't no one telling me this isn't going on. I've been messing with electronics my whole life, entire life, playing with cell phone reception and CB hide and seek, and so like, people are gonna do what they're gonna do. I've been dealing with this shit my whole life, and like, what do y'all get out of doing this stuff? Like, how do you entertain yourselves doing this stuff? I mean, I'm just trying to walk around and listen to my music, without whatever I'm, doing stopping. And it just, like, what does it do for y'all? I mean, do you sit there and laugh because, you make me stop and try and play my music again, and then I'll hit play again and it'll stop again, or I'll get, like 20 feet and it'll stop again, and like, but at night when y'all are sleeping, it's perfect. It's perfect. It doesn't mess up. Couldn't use my phone for months here. And since I made the song about the FCC and put it on loop, you know what? My actual repeater's actually working again. Like, I mean, come on. Like, there's a lot of explaining to explain, what I'm seeing here, but, you can't see it. You look at signal strengths, and you look at how a router's at another house, and every time you unplug it and plug it back in, it starts at shit, when my stream's crashing, and wrapping my router in aluminum foil, and then like if as long as I kept it at a lower bit rate, I didn't have to worry about it crashing. But y'all still tried, and I would see it, but y'all wouldn't crash it. Literally, the aluminum foil shielded it from stuff that's farther away and not in direct line of sight. I mean, it's so obvious to me. And it's just, I mean, like, what do y'all want in the world? Like, just to run around toying with people and messing with them, and it's, look, I don't know why people do the things they do. I don't know why Mark did what he did to me while I was working here. I quit because of him. And, like, there was no reason for that. I showed up every day, I worked hard, did lots of stuff. And it's just, and I can't even use my internet connection. And you see, like I see this now. I had a 3.5 year stream. We had a 3.5 year stream with cameras out the windows and the shit was going on. Well, you know what? Here we go again. The same shit that was happening then is happening now. I had to hardwire everything in that house. Everything. I had to hardwire everything in that house. And if it wasn't hardwired, dude, wouldn't work right. Mice wouldn't work right. Had to switch to hardwired, and dude, it was just too much. And like the thing is with all this is, people can move stuff around and put stuff places, take it, move it somewhere else, remove it, and there's nothing there. It's gone. It was a signal that was there, and the actual device is gone. And man, like taking a diagnostic board and putting it in a plastic device with a few buttons and a USB port, and so you can attach things like super bright infrared LEDs that probably go through curtains, and you flash every code that's ever been made as you walk by. Like, man, like, damn, people are just assholes with those things. Wireless mess up, make you freaking can't listen to music walking around. Man, what's gonna be crazy is when they freaking put up freaking nodes everywhere and start seeing where all this stuff is happening and creating ways to track and surveil people, when they detect something like that, at some point closest to it, getting a picture or an image of something and track it, wherever you can back. I mean, what I don't understand is why people don't understand that eventually these types of technologies are going to exist. And I mean, like talk about broadcasting, rebel radio stations or whatever, I mean, it'll get to the point where you're not going to be able to use a jammer, because they're going to figure it out, And I don't understand why people go around doing the stuff they're doing. I don't know. Maybe I should look into like the company and that put that together and do some research on them, man, because wow, damn, that shit is over the top. Gosh, I don't imagine what you do with a hacked RF or a Wireshark. Whew. And what's crazy is if someone didn't take that and put it in that nice little package, they would never be able to do the stuff like that, really. That's the thing. And it's just like, I sit here and like look at this situation and what's happened, what I'm experiencing, and then I say like to myself, okay, yeah, so I complain about technologies being restricted for whatever reasons or whatever being restricted, but then I say to myself, like, I'll say right now, I've seen technology in the sky, and it is what it is, and like but I gotta say to myself at the same time with what I've seen with people take a diagnostic board and stick it in a nice little package and what's happening, or in the stationary jammers or whatever people are throwing together that know how to do all that. It's like we can't. It's almost like, because of stuff like that, we just can't have certain technologies, and like I really believed that like stuff could be utilized and people could enjoy it. But like I'm looking at like this, and I'm just like, I mean, this is the type of behavior that we're never going to be able to have anything cool if it can be reverse engineered and made to do something messed up. I mean, like really, think about it. Think about it. If people are running around being annoying like they are with those things, in whatever versions or whatever someone can put together, like how are we going to ever be able to be trusted as, I hate to say it, citizens, to be able to have advanced technologies? I mean, like really, like now, like with what I've experienced here, I gotta sit here and say, like, I guess we can't have certain things as if they can be reverse engineered and utilized in a different manner. And you know, it's kind of a little I mean, we could build stuff to like detect it, to you know, just make it so that people don't use it. But like really go through all that? Why? Why go through all that? And then people find ways to exploit certain things on it. So I guess, you know, we're just gonna sit here and waller in the mud and get the worst of the worst technology, because, you know, apparently we can't behave, you know, as a species. I mean, so I guess that is what it is. I'll sit here and say I don't want to say that I was wrong for thinking that we could, and we could if we built safety, but that costs money right now, but it's I have to say that I don't think anymore that, you know, I understand like why as citizens we can't have stuff at this point. I'm not going to say it's my fault that I was wrong, but I guess I have to come to grips with that, because y'all have sure as hell have been inconveniencing my ass.